Alright, so this is going to be my tutorial on some basic teleporting stuff for Nerve Center Small. Going through the basics of teleporting and then some teleport lines. So the first things first is like with the basic teleport, if you just walk forward and teleport, you don't move anywhere off the ground, you just kind of go forward. The trick that everyone needs to start doing whenever they're teleporting is teleporting and tapping A, which adds that little hop at the end of each teleport. And that's going to allow you to string together multiple teleports. So if I want to go from here to Crane, but let's say I want to like make it to the middle there somewhere, I'm probably going to miss, but you'll go like this and then do your double tele by tapping A. And all that is a teleport A and a teleport. And you can use that to get through certain situations, like if I'm trying to get from here to mid-sky without coming around the corner, if I'm trying to get someone who's sitting right here and I want to not just directly engage them from here, you can do a teleport like that. Same thing if you're trying to lose someone, you're in Skybridge, you go down, tap A, look up, and you can go back through the floor, which that person might be out of essence or they might not know the teleport and they get stuck doing something like that. Also, as a human, I like to play a lot of Hanger. Ship is key for a lot of that because you get a pretty nice head glitch here that you can shoot into the elevator, and same thing on this side. You can shoot through the little crane into the elevator from here. And a lot of players I've seen, whenever they're getting ready to teleport, our sensitivities are typically pretty low, And for me to turn around and then go back into Skybridge just honestly takes way too much time. Whereas if I'm getting pushed and I need to get to safety from here, I just back up and teleport without even looking. So that's just something that a lot of people need to get used to doing. And then just various tele lines that you learn through this video and throughout playing that'll help you out. So this is the RNA spawn over here. Whenever I spawn here, if I'm a troll, I particularly, if I have teleport, I don't cross balcony because it gives away information and lets the enemy team know where you're going for certain. Because if a troll crosses here, he's going to elevator. There's not really much else where he can go. Versus you could be Skybridge, you could be Hangar, you could be lower hall, you could be elevator. And so I'll spawn here, and as a troll, I'll just go through this wall, come down here, and straight up into elevator, which is a really fast way to go. But the problem with doing it as like a human or an elf is you lose the ability to gain information. Where this teleport is. You lose the ability to gain information when you cross balcony here. You also get to see the enemy team and whether or not they have people. So typically you'll have at least one human watching balcony because that tells you how much information or how much is going into their elevator, as well as if there's nothing there, it gives you a lot of map control and safety from right here. You have artifact control, you can pull that, you can take Hanger stairs, you can just do a lot of different things from here. So let's go over a couple more teleports. In lower hall here, I see this one a lot where people are like, oh, I'm going to go gray box and I'm going to go fight the person that's white box. So they'll walk through here and they'll sit right here and they'll start a rifle fight. The problem with that is if you're on this side, you can see this gap right here and you can see people's feet as they're pushing over here. So if I'm the other human with a rifle, I can see you coming and I just sit here and I can pre-fire, be ready to shoot right there. To avoid that, whenever you go from lower hall here, you can either go straight onto this box, and notice how I didn't teleport super high so that my feet touch the ground really quickly and I can sit down and rifle. Or you can come through here, and I messed that up by hitting the wall, but you can land right about here and you take out all the footsteps because you land right here and you just peek. So move on to the next round here. I'll buy wired and showcase a couple of things with that as well. Okay, so when we spawn in, a lot of times I'll do this tele line where I tele here, go straight on to here, and I'm rushing their Skybridge, and I'm already on their side sky, and I cut out a big chunk of time rather than going all the way around by just teleporting onto the ship wing there, and then I get into their sky. From here, I can play on this white box. To get there, you can crouch, tele, and jump, and you'll land on top of the box. You can even do it like off from a distance a little bit, and then land on it by holding forward when you do it. There's a lot of different spots in this room in particular that you can get to that white box. From here, you can also just go straight onto the crane, Same thing, you can land on this ledge as well. You can jump from this ledge to their balcony. Going into their atrium, lower atrium. Again, trying to make it onto this box. I missed my telly. Sometimes you hit that little railing if you're in the wrong spot. This is actually something important too. So to make this teleport, if you jump and telly, a lot of times you'll go through the floor. You'll go into the inside. But if you telly then jump, you'll hit your head on it. Which makes sense when you're trying to, like if I'm trying to get a res that's right here, if I telly and jump, I don't go through the floor. Whereas if I jump and telly, I go through. So that'll save you a lot when there's a whole team sitting right here holding a body, and you can just res them from underneath and be perfectly safe. From here, a lot of times, if I hear a lot of fighting or footsteps going on above me in this area, I'll make this jump and telly, and then I'm behind those people a lot of the time. Also putting me in a safer spot to fight Atrium than just being up here. Because it's that distance I have to go can get you killed, or I have to do a double telly or something like that to get out to safety onto this side. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go look at some balcony teleports. I was looking at this earlier, but you can go through the wall here by holding forward and just teleporting straight through. You can do that here, you can do that here, and vice versa going back through. You can just telly through here to go to balcony. While I get some essence, you can do a lot of wired jumps to conserve essence, because essence is so important in this game. You can make it from here all the way across here by only one teleport, or you can do two and do the same thing, but just one saves essence and the other one doesn't. So coming out here to Hangar Ledge, I see a lot of people get stuck out here because they get shot being out in the open here and they have to hide behind here. Just keep in mind you can always go up and through. From here, you can double telly onto Crane, but doing something like this, you really have to have map control because you've used all of your essence to get into the middle of the map, which isn't always the best. You can also go up this ladder, looking straight up, and at the top of the ladder, jump and land on the balcony. You can do that as an elf. As a human, you have to have wired to make that jump. You can do the same thing on both sides as far as jumping and landing on balcony.
RNA, 10 seconds remain.
Let's see. We can go on this ledge right here again, knowing how to teleport and move in the air. Oops. So what I'm doing right here by going to the side is allowing me to change direction mid-teleport, and I'll showcase that on here in the next round a little bit better. And now that I have a katana, I can show the telly A or telly jump a little bit better too. This little hop at the end. If I want to change direction like that, to practice this, you can run into the railing here, and the second you do that, you hit teleport and tap A, and then hold your analog stick in the opposite direction. So I'm going to run into it, teleport, tap A, hold my analog stick in the opposite direction. And that's how you're going to practice doing this. You can fight in a pistol fight and do this side telly to really juke an opponent's shot, because they have to look clear over here to shoot at you, and you're floating back this way, so you're constantly moving, rather than just kind of like doing one of these. And really, you're not moving enough doing this kind of movement. This box down here at the artifact, super useful, because as a troll, a lot of times, you'll be stuck here in elevator. You're sitting here holding your elevator like a troll would normally do, and you're waiting for someone to call a push or get weak. A lot of people will just, oh, push, and they wire down here. The problem with doing that is if there's humans or anyone with a rifle, really, they can sit here and put a lot of damage onto you before you even make it in there, and you end up kind of being useless. So there's a couple ways you can go about it. You can go straight through this wall if your team has hangar control, so your human has to be out here making sure no one's going to rifle you when you go here. There's no one actively sitting on their balcony or their connector that's going to shoot you, something like that. If they do have balcony control but you have hangar control, you can do the same thing but going through the wall here, and you can land on this ledge, which the balcony can't shoot you unless they're all the way out on the edge, and it's only hangar that can really see you here. Vice versa, you can even go a little bit safer where you go into lower hall, you can check first, and then you can take this box, and as a troll, you can wired jump and teleport onto the balcony, and you're already in their elevator. So again, this box, super useful. I only showed the one up to there, but you can do the same thing into this elevator, onto this balcony. It's not easy to make. I'll probably fail it a couple times, but you can make the teleport up here, especially with lower frames, without wired and without just with one teleport. You don't have to double teleport to make that. I think you can do it on this side as well, but again, you can do it without wired. I just have wired to make it a little bit easier, more consistent. From this side, you can similarly do the same thing. You can go straight onto hangar stairs, or you can go down here and land straight on this little border. And then same thing, go straight into their elevator. While you're fighting in this elevator, a lot of people I've seen will take this ledge up here. And you can use this to fight from. And what this does is, if you're fighting in here, a lot of players aren't looking. If you look at the top of my screen, you don't see that unless you're coming in from over here. But if I'm fighting on a tree right here, I'm probably not looking up there. And on top of that, if I do look up there, I have to do this, which then means anybody who's down here, I'm not able to easily shoot, because it's quite a long time to drag your cursor back down to fight down here. This one's kind of useless in my opinion. The only time I could ever see myself using it is if I was like telly through this and just kind of come up here. But the amount of effort that takes just isn't worth it. Some people will use this light. As I miss it. Some people will use this light for sniping. It's like an off angle, so if I can safely get up here before someone peeks, whoever looks down this elevator isn't going to be looking up there, and you get a free first shot because they'll come around the corner and they have to do this adjustment to get up there. All right, so the last couple of teleports I'm going to showcase are here in hangar. A lot of times I'll see, or I will myself will go to this brown box, and you can sit here, you can sit here, and you can make it onto this balcony. So sometimes I'll be getting chased. I'll be right here. I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to go brown box. So I'll come down here, and I'll make it onto this box, and then I'll just come back up here. But I happened to hit that railing last time I did it. If I'm spawning on this side, especially on Nerve Big, where Artifact's key and Lineage gets there first, I will go, I'll burn one teleport here, and then I have a rifle. I'll come out and I'll teleport here. I usually land there. And you can easily shoot whoever's coming for the artifact. However, you're kind of exposed if you're on the top of this box when you do something like that. Granted, like I said, I will do it sometimes because it gives you an extra shot or two while they're falling into the artifact. But you can come down to here instead, which is a little bit safer because you can cover yourself from balcony and you can cover yourself from lower hall, but you just block a lot of your own vision. You really have to hope that they do come through elbow there. Same thing going into here. It just puts you a little bit like deeper into the teleport. And this one's showcased earlier, but super useful for all sorts of different instances. If I'm in this elevator and I'm trying to take control of balcony, like if I'm fighting the enemy team in atrium and I get someone weak, I'll sometimes just come out here and make this teleport, which gives me more control. I'll throw a tree up here or something because the tree being there, it can't be magged through here. Versus throwing it out here on the edge, it can be magged. So I'll put it right here on this thick part. This wall is too thick for the mag to go through it. Problem being, it's exposed from this side, so if someone takes white box and you're trying to heal on here or something, they can shoot you. But I just try to hug this side, and I'll put the tree against the wall. I'm not trying to dance on this tree. I think that pretty much sums up majority of the teleports I have to showcase. I don't remember if I showed that ledge or not, but same thing when you're coming, when you're pushing elevator as a troll. If I'm pushing from this side, again, I'll just try to take hangar, and I'll come through this, or I'll go elbow. There are times where I walk down elevator, but I really have to have the support of a human or know that nobody's going to be able to challenge me here. Coming out into this ledge, a lot of people will use this ledge. You can get to it without even using teleport. And it's a great hiding spot for a temporary escape or somewhere people don't expect you to be. So the teleport you just saw me do, where I go from here up to Upper Hall, I missed it in the original recording. So this, you just have to kind of look straight up and jump. Almost straight up, I guess. It's not completely straight up, but I'm looking pretty high. And you're teleporting at the apex of your jump, and you can make it straight into Upper Hall without having to go to Lower Hall, which again just saves essence. Some people have easier time if you go all the way up here and kind of hug the wall as you do it. So that's it. That's all the teleports. If you guys want to see more teleports or more maps described, different plays you can make, leave a like on the video and we'll make it happen.